Sometimes the most incredible stories are hidden in the most, well, boring-looking documents. Today, we're going to take a super technical engineering report full of jargon and crack it wide open. We're going to find the human story, the amazing challenges, all hiding inside the numbers. We're decoding just one single day in the life of a massive construction project. So let's set the scene. We're looking at a snapshot in time, a daily progress report filed on January 31st, 2026. This is an ancient history. This is the near future of a project that's happening right now. Every single number, every little note, it tells us exactly what went down on this one particular day. And this is the project itself. The official title is the Taranga Hill Abu Road via Ambaji New BG Line project. Yeah. It's a mouthful, I know. But that long name tells you just how ambitious this thing is. The goal is to carve a brand new railway line straight through the landscape, connecting communities and literally changing the map. Okay, here's our game plan. First, we'll get the big picture with a project snapshot. Then, we're going to zoom way in on two key spots. Tunnel 7, where all the action is, and Tunnel 8, where it isn't. After that, we'll get our hands dirty and decode the engineer's report itself, translating all that technical speak. And finally, we'll zoom back out to see what the road ahead looks like. So let's start with that 30,000-foot view. The whole point here isn't just to dig some tunnels, right? It's to build a new railway. And a huge critical part of that means blasting and boring your way through solid rock. So how much rock are we talking about? For this part of the project alone, the plan calls for 1,400 meters of tunnels. To put that in perspective, that is nearly a mile of new passage that has to be created completely from scratch, one tough meter at a time. All right, let's zoom in on the main event, Tunnel 7. This is the big one, the larger of the two tunnels for this section. And as of our snapshot date, January 31st, 2026, this is the absolute center of the universe for this project. This chart really gives you a feel for the sheer scale of it all. The total length of Tunnel 7 is a whopping 1,220 meters. On this day, the crews have managed to excavate 430.5 meters of that. You can just see how much mountain they still have left to conquer. And here's another way to look at it. Putting it in percentage terms, after months and months of hard work, they're officially 35.29% of the way through. Now, that's a massive achievement, for sure, but it also shines a bright light on the reality. Almost 2/3 of this beast of a job is still ahead of them. Now, get ready for a little dramatic contrast. Any huge project like this has its own rhythm, a pulse of intense action and, well, waiting. And that brings us to the second, smaller tunnel on the site, Tunnel 8. Just look at that number, 0. A big, fat 0%. As of this report, not a single centimeter of the planned 180-meter Tunnel 8 has been touched. All the equipment, all the people, they're focused somewhere else for now. The engineer's report puts it pretty bluntly, not yet started. Now, this isn't a bad thing. It's not a failure or some delay. It's all part of the strategy. You can't do everything at once on a project this big. They're built in phases. Tunnel 8 is simply waiting its turn. Okay, now we get to the really good stuff. We've seen the big numbers, but that report is just packed with technical language. So for the next few minutes, we're going to put on our hard hats and become tunnel engineers and translate what this jargon actually means. This is the big question, isn't it? When the report starts throwing around terms like support class or low overburden, what are the engineers really trying to tell us about the dangers and challenges they're facing deep inside that mountain? Okay, first up, support class. The easiest way to think of this is like a difficulty rating for the rock itself. The report mentions things like Class 3 and Class 5. Now, a higher number is not a good thing here. It means the rock is weaker, more fractured, and needs way more reinforcement to stop it from collapsing. This rating basically dictates their entire game plan. Next up, the report mentions a problem: low overburden. This is a pretty serious issue. What it means is that for a certain stretch of the tunnel, there isn't enough solid mountains sitting on top of them. The ground above is too shallow, which makes the roof of the tunnel dangerously unstable. So how do you possibly deal with that? Well, you solve it with this, a pipe roof. And this is just a brilliant piece of engineering. Before they even think about digging through that unstable part, they drill these long, heavy steel pipes into the ground above and ahead of where they're going. These pipes basically lock together to form a protective steel canopy, a steel umbrella, if you will, that lets the crew work safely underneath. It's an absolutely ingenious solution to a potentially deadly problem. So now that we've decoded some of the engineering, let's zoom back out. Because behind all the data, all the machines, all the brilliant solutions, this whole project is really powered by people. On this one single day, the report shows a total of 58 people on site. You've got 30 dedicated tunnel crew members and 28 other essential staff, people like operators, drivers, all working around the clock, day shifts and night shifts. These are the folks who are turning all these plans and numbers into a real physical tunnel. And this simple little note from the report, it just sums up their relentless effort perfectly. Face excavation ongoing. It means that right at that very moment, at the front of the tunnel, what they call the face, the work never stops. They are actively, continuously pushing forward into the mountain. And this is what they are still up against. When you add up what's left of Tunnel 7 and the entire length of Tunnel 8 that they haven't even started, there are still 969.5 meters of solid rock to get through. An absolutely immense journey still lies ahead. Which kind of leaves us with this final thought, right? This was the story of just one day. Every single day brings a brand new report with new progress,